This channel does not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
Hi students, this is Aldrin R. Gomez, your teacher in Empowerment Technologies. The lesson for today is about advanced spreadsheet skills. Through an explainer video, I will be demonstrating on how to use Microsoft Excel. To encourage us in embracing this application, we have here a quote from Brett Vector. The best tool available today for exploring real-life questions of quantity and exchange is the spreadsheet. Objective of the lesson: you shall be able to determine the necessary formulas and functions needed. Number 2, establish rules for conditional formatting. And number 3, apply the formulas and functions. Here is the sample data of the product information that we'll be going to use. First, let's find out the basics of Microsoft Excel. At the upper part of the Microsoft Excel, you will find the different tabs. So we have the file wherein we can save as, export the file, or print the Excel file that we need. And we also have the home tab. So in home tab, you can find here the font being used, the alignment, as you can see also in the Microsoft Word. Also the number for formatting, same as well as conditional formatting. We'll be using this later. Please take note of this. We also have the insert tab wherein we can have pivot table, illustration, add in shapes, chart, and we also have draw, page layout, formulas, wherein we can find here the different functions that we will be using also in our discussion and in your activity. We also have here the data, review, and view. But for this activity, we'll be focusing only in this, take note, the home tab and in the formula tab. So this will be the two tabs that we will be using in our activity. Take note also the different parts of the worksheet. So we have here the worksheet. So as you see, this is the sheet 1. So if you want another sheet, click here the add button. So as you see, we have now another sheet 2. Okay, let's go back to sheet 1. So we know now the different worksheet. First, we have to know these rows and columns. So as you see, in different columns, we have characters A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. And for every rows, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So every box here, or we call this cell, it represents a particular name or label. For example, here in column A, under row 1, we call this A1. As you can see also here in the upper left side. So this is A1. The second one, we call this B1. The third one, in the column, we call this C1. That's for the horizontal. For vertical, for example, we go to column A, row 1, we call this A1. For row 2, we call this A2, A3, A4, A5, and so on. Please remember that. So every cell has an equivalent label or name. First, let's organize this data. So as you see, it's not representable, so we need to format this data. So just drag here the in between A and B, so like that. And also for this one, for us to be able to show the complete words for every ingredient, same as well as the price and glass. So as you can see, the Starbucks organic milk tea is not aligned in the center. So how we'll be doing that? Just drag from A1 up to C1. Then after that, we'll be using the merge. This is the button merge. So just click this. Okay, so it's now centered. Same as well as cost of ingredients. We need to center this one also. From A2 to C2. Okay? So we have here now the number, ingredients, price. We can also put borders. So we have now the borders. In the home tab, in the styles, we can find the conditional formatting. So for example, how can we use the conditional formatting? So as you can see, we have here the 4 ingredients: organic tea for drinking water, sweetened condensed milk, and cup. We want to put highlights. For example, what are the ingredients that are below 5 pesos? So it will automatically distinguish by the Excel if we put the conditional formatting. So for example, this one, so I would like to put the conditional formatting wherein we highlight, and for the condition, the price should be less than 5. If the price is less than 5, that will be okay. So we put 5, so it means it represents 5 pesos. Then it will be highlighted by, so you can select if you want red, yellow, or green. So I'll just select green. So okay, ayan. So as you see, 12 pesos is not less than 5. How about 2, 3? So for us to do that, so for us to be able to also for us to be able to format also the ingredients number 2, 3, and so on, we will be using this icon, or we call this the format painter. So this format painter, just click it, then just drag it down. Okay, so that's it. So as you can see, 0.20 and 2 pesos is now highlighted. Okay, so that's the use of conditional formatting. So we can easily determine a particular ingredients that is below 5 pesos. Okay, another one. Sir, I want to know how did you put the PHP value in the 12 pesos, 0.2, 13, and 2 pesos. So how did I do that? So for this one, so you can just control 1, then this dialog box about format cells will be displayed. Then it will have a decimal places, then what particular symbol that you will be using. So for example, if not PHP, you can also use dollar sign or different currency here. So you can just put here. So if you want the peso, we can also find here the peso. Okay, there. Ayan. So you can use that symbol. Okay, so if you want to use that symbol in the second ingredients, again, we'll be using the format painter. Okay, just click the format painter, then drag the second ingredients up to the fourth ingredients. Okay, so there we have it. we have now the symbol for peso. Okay? If you don't want to use the PHP. Okay? Next, we go on now to the formula and functions. Okay. So, for us to be able to get the total, so what we'll be doing? So, just click to the cell of the total, which we will be putting the value of the total price of the 4 ingredients. Okay. To help you understand how the sum formula works, we'll be having a simple way to do it. For example, let's go to the sheet 2. We'll be putting a value of 100, 200, 300, and 600. We want to know the sum of these 4 values. So let's go to the leftmost cell. So how can we get the sum of these 4 values? So just put equal sign, then we put sum, then open parenthesis, then let's drag from C3 up to F3. Okay, then another close parenthesis, then press enter. Okay, now we get the sum of the 4 values horizontally. Can we also get the sum of the 4 values via vertically? So we can also do that. So for another example, 100, 200, 300, then 600. So at the bottom part, we'll be putting, again, what will be the formula? We'll be putting equal sign, the sum, open parenthesis, then let's drag from C6, C7, C8 up to C9. Then close parenthesis, press enter. Okay, there you have it. So we got now the total sum of the 4 values via vertically. Are there any ways to get the sum without giving codes? Yes, we can also do that. Let's take another example. So for example here, 5, 10, 20, then 3. So we want to know the sum of these 4 values. So let's go to formula tab, then you can see here the auto sum. So we can also select different formulas and functions. We have here sum, average, count numbers, max, min, and more functions. But for now, we'll just use sum. Later on in your activity, you will be also using this max and min. And we can also find the maximum or the highest value in the particular list of information or data. Same as well as minimum. So we will be showing you how to use this later. So for now, let's go back to sum. So just click sum. Sometimes it will automatically select the value at the upper part. So as you can see, it's now from F6 to F9. So just press enter. Okay. So we have now the total value. Okay, so that's the sum. Okay, 38. How about we want to know the lowest value in our list, 5, 10, 20, or 3? What will be, who in this item is the lowest? So how can we get that? So for example, we put here the lowest. So for the formula, we will be just again go to this formula tab, then we find the minimum. So minimum, that's the lowest. Okay, so for this one, it's from F6 to F10, but it should only be up to F9. So F6 colon F9. Okay, or we can just drag this one from F6 up to F9. Okay? So there are many ways on how to code how we put functions and formulas in our data. We get now the lowest value in our list. So we have 3, which is true. Okay? How about the highest? How can we find the highest? In formulas, then we find the maximum. Okay? It says F6 to F11, but again, it should only be consist of F6 up to F9. So we have here now the highest, which is 20. Okay, so that's it. So let's go back now to our example. Okay? So how can we get for the total in our example? So click the total in the cell C8. Click sum. Okay. Press enter. Okay. So there we have. We get now the total price of the ingredients. For example, we also have here an estimated price. The money that you invest in your milk tea. So for example, 25 pesos. And we'll be also putting profit. For example, for getting the profit, we just need to subtract the total price to estimated price. To do that, again, we use equal sign, then we click E8. For the arithmetic operators that we can use in Microsoft Excel, for addition, we use the plus sign. For subtraction, we use the minus sign. For division, we use the slash symbol. And for multiplication, we use the asterisk. Please take note on those symbols. So, if we'll be using subtraction, we use the minus symbol. So, we'll be subtracting that into C9. Then, press enter. So, as you see, we have here now the profit. So, we have 82 pesos profit. Okay? We want to determine also the highest price and the lowest price in our ingredients. So, how can we determine for that? Just like what we have discussed, for highest price, we use the maximum function. Okay, so formulas, then click max, then it should be from C4 up to C7 only. So the highest price is 13 pesos, which is the sweetened condensed milk. And for the lowest price in our ingredients, it should be, okay, so we select minimum. Okay, so again, let's drag from C4 to C7. Then press enter. There you have it. So we have now the lowest price. So if you want to create a design for this to make it more presentable, so let's go to home. Then you can just adjust this one, drag the column, and the rows, just like this one. Okay, if we want to center the numbers, okay, just like using Microsoft Word. So alignment, okay, we put it in centers. We can put colors here, so fill color just like this one. Okay, there we have it. After doing the activity, we can now save our data. To save our data, click File, then click Save As, then so Excel basic sample data. So we can put here version 1. Okay, then save. Okay, we're done now in our data. I hope you learned something in our discussion. I hope you learned the basics and advanced functions in Microsoft Excel. Hoping also that you will not stop learning this tool and explore more functions of the Microsoft Excel. And I will end this lesson with a quote from Stewart Brand. Once a new technology rolls over you, if you're not part of the steamroller, you're part of the road. If you have questions and query, don't hesitate to message me in our messenger. Thank you and happy learning.